Happy Devils Wednesday! This is the Let's Go Devils podcast. Breaking news. Dougie Hamilton signs with the New Jersey Devils. Nick Kyprios reported that 7 years, north of $60 million. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Pucks and Pitchforks blog, editor-in-chief, Nick Villano, streaming live on Twitter Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. We kind of expected this, Nick. It finally happened. I'm kind of one of those fans, Devils fans, that says, I'll believe it when I see it. Tom Fitzgerald gets it done. Breaking news, Dougie Hamilton is now a New Jersey Devil.
I'm at a loss for words, Sam. We did it. We've signed the biggest free agent on the market. This is the biggest free agent signing in Devils history for a player that wasn't already on the team and wasn't a college free agent. This is the biggest traditional UFA signing in the history of New Jersey Devils hockey. Ever. Not playing a game ever on this team. He's still the biggest free agent signing of all time because he's fixes our biggest need, which is a number one defenseman on the right side. You get to pair him with Ty Smith for at least 5 years. You could probably pair him with Ty Smith for all 7 years. He's an analytical darling. The analytics say he's a top 5 defenseman in the league. We've been searching for this for years. The failed Subban trade, I don't want to call the Sami Vatanen trade a failure, but you brought him in to be a number one, and he's not a number one. He proved that while he was here. He just doesn't have the right skill set to be a number one. You tried. You got Ty Smith in the draft. That's really worked out, but he's not the kind of player that's going to lift up a top line. He's a top line guy. He's good on the top line, but we saw when Severson was struggling last year, he can't bring him up. Hamilton can bring people up. He could get people to his level. He can play really well offensively. He might be the best. He's definitely one of the top 3 best offensive defensemen in the league, and he's a plus defensive defenseman. He's not a great defensive defenseman, but he's a plus defensive defenseman, and when you have one of the best offensive defensemen who is also a plus defenseman, that's huge.
Yeah, you know what? It does more. It's more than just a big signing. It is a message to all the free agents now and for the next couple years. The Devils are turning the page and now are spending money. They are spending money. It's not just to the cap floor. They are spending money and they are picking and choosing who they want. And signing Dougie Hamilton shows any potential free agent. The Devils are serious right now. They've got the nucleus. They did a total rebuild. They ripped off the Band-Aid a couple times. Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Ty Smith. You can even add Mikey McLeod, Pavel Zacha in the mix. Dawson Mercer, Alexander Holtz, Mark Badulin. All these guys. Luke Hughes, the future, waiting in the wings. And right now, Dougie Hamilton is now a New Jersey Devil. Ryan Graves, trade for him. You have Siegenthaler, some beef. The Christian Jaros, beef. PK Subban somehow is still on the team. Will Butcher is somehow still on the team. Damon Severson. If they can all get it together. What's that?
I need to call a timeout.
Okay.
I don't know how real this is because this is a Flyers reporter. But someone just reported we signed Zach Parisi.
You got to be kidding me.
As it's
happening.
It's just this one, I don't trust this guy as much as Nick Kyprios. So I want to put it out there. This is why I've been sitting here with a shocked face while I've been trying to find someone else to report this because I've been seeing him tied. Some people I think have information have said it's pretty much a done deal with the Islanders, but now someone's reporting that it's a done deal, and maybe it's a mistake. He has the check mark. He is over, close to 50,000 followers. But what? No.
I know the Flames snagged Coleman, which I was actually shocked about. Calgary? But hey, you know what? To each their own. I'm looking as well. See, this is what happens, folks, when you do things live. We're doing it on the fly right now. So, we're trying to confirm things as we go. But what we do know is Dougie Hamilton is with the New Jersey Devils.
Let's talk about Hamilton because you know that. I just wanted to bring it up because I'm literally flabbergasted. Let's talk about Hamilton. Sorry.
Yeah. No problem. No problem.
So we get the numbers. We did get the numbers. Dave Pagnotta of the fourth period put out the numbers. It looks like it's $8.5 million a year, which is so much less than what I thought it should be. If Seth Jones is getting $9.5 million after a trade when he's still signed to a full year from the Chicago Blackhawks, and then how does Dougie Hamilton make $1 million less on traditional free agency? But do you know how it happened, Sam? It's because Chicago got Seth Jones, because Philly got Rasmus Ristolainen, because Vancouver got OEL, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Sorry, I blanked on who got Oliver Ekman-Larsson. There's no money left, and Seattle is clearly shooting for something different. The Dougie Hamilton thing probably came across their desk. They discussed it because they have all the money, but it's not something that they're looking to do. So,
it's a big deal. It's really a big deal that the Devils now are a serious contender of getting themselves into the playoffs. But right now, it's really on paper. But when you look at their defense, the blue line, and also there's a Jonathan Bernier thing also going on as well.
Which is nice. It's fine. It's a fine signing.
You know what? It's a do-over from the whole Corey Crawford thing last season. I'm happy with Bernier. Let's build the team from the goalie out defensively. Hamilton, Subban, Severson, Ty Smith, Siegenthaler, the new guy from the Sharks, Christian Jaros.
Yeah, Jaros.
Hey, this is an improved team defensively. And we talked about, and I've beat it like a dead horse, about protecting Mackenzie Blackwood. They have size, speed, and skill on the blue line. The Graves, Hamilton, acquisitions, they're the headliners. But from 1 to 8, the guys, this is a solid team. And a 1A, 1B goalie tandem with Blackwood and Bernier, this is a serious team right now. And, of course, offensively, with all the young talent, you have to say that Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier will progress along with the others offensively with their forwards.
I'm looking at the league or the division. Carolina's getting worse. A lot worse, actually. Weirdly worse. They just signed Freddie Anderson for 2 years, $4.5 million per year, and that's who they were using to replace Mrazek and Nedeljkovic. They might not be there. They have problems in net, and that's what held them back for years. So that's Carolina. Philly just signed Martin Jones to pair with Carter Hart. Martin Jones is a lot worse than Bernier. So if Hart is bad like he was last year, and if he has the same issues that Blackwood had last year, if they move both these teams, both the Devils and the Flyers are relying on young goalies to bounce back. Hart was the worst goalie in the league last year, according to a lot of statistics. He just couldn't. I don't know. But again, I'm trying to give players passes for how they played during a pandemic and with a weird season and having to play a lot, and that defense was pretty terrible in front of Hart. So, but adding Martin Jones does nothing for them. So they're still bad. So if Martin Jones needs to play 30 games next year, they might lose 25 of them. Like Martin Jones is terrible. So the Flyers are bad. The Rangers, I don't know. It all depends on if they get Eichel, if Eichel is healthy, if Panarin can play like an MVP again, if some of the young players could step up. But the Rangers are definitely in there. The Capitals are back in there. I can't discount the Capitals and Penguins because I always want to discount the Capitals and Penguins, and they make the playoffs every year, and they're usually a top 3 seed in the division. Columbus is going to be terrible. Is Columbus in our division this year? I lost track. Yeah, right? Columbus is in the
Yeah, they
Metro?
should be. Yeah, they should be.
So
Yeah.
they might be number 1 overall pick status. They might be the Buffalo of our division. So they're terrible. And the Islanders are going to be really good. They got a great tandem in goal. They got a really good defense. They got Barzal. They got a really good. They're going to spend money. They just re-signed Paul Mary, so good for Paul Mary. He found his spot. Yeah, I think we have a really good shot to make the playoffs. I do. And then the Atlantic.
Oh, yeah.
Because you remember it goes back to that weird format where there's 2 wild cards open and it's the top 3. I don't know if we're going to fight for that top 3. But when you look at the wild card teams, like let's say it's Washington, the Islanders, and Washington, the Islanders, and Pittsburgh as those top 3. Like let's say that's the top 3 because we think they're going to make the playoffs either way. That means we're going to be fighting with Carolina, the Rangers. I want to discount the Flyers entirely, but
Nick,
then you look at the other side.
Nick, speaking of Flyers, I don't know if you want to text me or you wouldn't mind saying it over air. Which Flyers beat reporter is reporting this?
It's Sam Carchidi with
he's
the
credible.
Philadelphia Inquirer.
Yeah, he's
a guy.
Yeah,
it just looks like it's just such a weird tweet. He wrote,
"Yeah,
Parisi appears headed back to New Jersey. #Flyers." I think he always writes #Flyers because he's a Flyers writer. But why would he know that? So that's the only reason why I'm a little, Zach Bogosian just signed with Tampa Bay for a 3-year, $850,000 a year deal. That's a weird deal, but good for him. Seems like he's happy. I think David Savard is signing with the Canadiens. Braden Holtby just signed in Dallas, which is, we needed to avoid Braden Holtby. I don't think he was the right signing. There's just so much going on.
I don't want a goaltender, and I don't think we should say backup. It's a 1A, 1B situation, but you don't want a situation where, okay, you bring in a Holtby. I know it would be a happy problem, but you still want Mackenzie Blackwood to develop and be that full-time goaltender. Right now, he's had his problems, a couple freak accidents with the COVID, all that. Let him develop. I think Bernier, would be good. Now, has it been official with Bernier, or it was just Pierre LeBrun? That's what he's hearing at this point.
Say it one more time. I missed that last part.
Is it official yet with Bernier, or is it just still at the point where that's what Pierre LeBrun is hearing when he put out a tweet about 3 hours ago?
It's still just hearing. The Devils haven't tweeted about anybody. They haven't tweeted about, I don't know. I feel like they're waiting for the initial. This is, how this works. The Devils are a content machine now, right?
Yeah.
They are. They're a content machine. They're here for content. They want to get clicks. They want to get views. They want to get people to the website. They want to get advertisement dollars. Fine. So they're going to let the initial – I don't think they're going to announce this till 1 p.m. because I want the initial rush of people to go through, and then they're going to do their own article, and they're going to do their own podcast, and they're going to do their own live stream, and Chris Westcott and Amanda Stein, and we love them all. They're very good at what they do, so we'll give them their play. Maybe they didn't want to compete with us, Sam. Maybe they know that the Let's Go Devils podcast would pull viewers away from them. So they're waiting until 1 p.m.
And people know we're credible too, right?
Listen, I'm floored. I'm floored. The Parisi thing has thrown me off so much, Sam, because I just want someone to tell me if it happens. If we sign Zach Parisi, I'm going to be floored.
After reading some of these comments, because I've been very anti-Parisi, it's like, first off, I don't think Parisi makes decisions, that quickly. So that's why I'm surprised. But secondly, I'm reading these comments, and people are making a good point in all of our social media channels that Parisi could really mentor the young centerman, Hughes and Heischer. I mean, he could be that support system. He could be an alternate captain almost immediately, just because, his history with New Jersey and, being the player he is, and was in Minnesota, it wouldn't be such a bad thing. It wouldn't be such a bad thing. And you know what? It's what you said before. He kind of left on a weird note with New Jersey, but to come back second tour of duty and actually, and push for the playoffs, like, as if, hey, let's come on back, Zach. Whether it's true or not, people are asking. We don't know yet. We're trying to confirm that.
We don't know. It's hard to. That one I think is throwing everybody for a loop, because I think everybody thought that was done somewhere else, and they thought he was New York Islanders bound, and now it's looking like the Islanders are going to miss out on him and Ryan Suter. Parisi's. Yeah, it looks like I think I saw Ryan Suter to Dallas, which I kind of like. So here's the thing. Is something changed? And maybe it's the Larry Brooks thing, because I don't think we talked about the Larry Brooks article much, about Tom Fitzgerald making a point to show free agents that this is a place to come. And we'll make fun of the emails, right? It's kind of funny, and it's kind of campy, and it's kind of dorky. Oh, we sent them this cool email, guys. It's like, sending out your resume in emails and telling them people, like, selling them on yourself. But maybe it's that extra effort. And we don't know what's in the emails. We just know that there is an email. And we know certain things about it. But maybe it's that extra effort that they show that shows and that acknowledges the past. Maybe that also helps. I understand what this place looked like for the past 8 years. I know what this team has been. We're changing that. And here's how we're going to show you we're changing that. We've built the prospects up. We have Igor Sharangovich, a fourth round or fifth round pick that's now, a good player. We have, Nico Heischer's looking like a really good player. Jack Hughes looks like a star. Ty Smith looks like a star. Our goalie looks really good when he doesn't get COVID. We can build players up around you.
Yeah, you know what? If I was going to send an email or a video, I'd send the username and password to Joshua Harris's bank account and see how much there is. That will entice a free agent. I was just kidding, Nick. I was just kidding. I see you're distracted.
No, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see when these things are going to get confirmed. Twitter's popping.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live. I mean, we've got a lot of people chiming in. It's hard to keep up with these comments. Yeah, I mean, Tony P's talking about beef. Billy on the YouTube Live, where's Parisi going? I mean, it's just like everyone's like the Parisi. Like, this is supposed to be Dougie Hamilton. Yeah. I mean, that's a big signing. Yeah. Well, but the Parisi thing is just like, it's out of nowhere. It just
threw me off so hard. The Parisi thing, I mean, we might be doing breaking news podcasts all day. If we end up confirming Parisi, that would be enough for a podcast. But I don't want to take up all of Sam's time today. I would just say we'd have to talk to Vinny,
can.
Right?
You can. Yeah,
we have to talk to Vinny if there's a Parisi signing.
So set your alerts. Facebook Live, like our Facebook page, Twitter, follow us, set your alerts. YouTube Live, I'm looking at the YouTube live stream here. YouTube Live, it's youtube.com/Let's Go Devils. Set your alerts. Subscribe. We will have it. I'm doing nothing all day. All I'm focused on is in my bunker studio with Nick, just doing Devils hockey, and we're going to have a special State of the Fan address tonight. Is this still at 8:30 p.m. Eastern?
Yep.
Nick,
yeah. So we'll talk about free agency and everything that happens,
with
and then
real
we're going to
analysis.
recap the draft.
Yeah, recap the draft and all that good stuff. Today is your day, Devils fans. It is absolutely your day. We've been waiting for this moment for a while now. The league is looking at us. We got Dougie Hamilton. We've got a great defense right now on paper. Now it's just a matter of putting it together. Lindy Ruff and the coaching staff, they have to put it together now. They learned a lot from a 56-game season. This team has guts. The way they came back from that COVID outbreak, okay, a lot of them were not 100%, okay? They get a pass for that.
I don't think – who was 100%? Even the people who didn't get it, like Subban and Siegenthaler got it later. It was just a season from hell.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't like to be like this, but as bad as the last two seasons have been, I think we kind of deserve this. We deserve it's been
absolutely
so much unhappiness. Like think about 2 years ago, this as all about the jersey. Our rivals said they call it the summer of Shero because they got Subban, they got Gustav, they got Wayne Simmons, they got a bunch of players, and literally all of them didn't work out. Every single one. And
no, it worked out. It worked out for the first 4 goals of opening night. When we're up 4-0.
It looked great for about 40 minutes, 38 minutes. It looked great. And then Schneider got hurt while giving up a goal. Mackenzie Blackwood looked like he saw a ghost when Schneider walked past him. So that wasn't good. And then we lost. And then we lost the next 6 games, 7 total, to start the season. So it was
don't forget the Joshua Harris move where Ray Shero and the Devils parted ways. And all of a sudden, you see that 5 p.m. Eastern press conference with Joshua Harris, the Devils owner or managing partner, and Tom Fitzgerald side by side, and the awkwardness of it. To go from that to now, kudos to the New Jersey Devils. I've been very critical, but I see the team going in the right direction, at least on paper.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
This is good.
I get it's on paper. I get it. I do get it. It's on paper. But it's okay to be excited. It's okay to be happy. It's okay. Hold on. I see Dougie on the TV. I just want to see if it's confirmed by these guys because they haven't really talked about it yet. Give me a lower third. What are you doing? That was a commercial. Stupid. Oh, wait. Hold on. It wasn't a commercial. I lied.
Do you want me to go solo so you can watch?
TSN. No, it's fine. It's fine. I just want them to give me a lower third so I know what they're talking about. I'm trying not to, play TSN on the podcast, get us in trouble.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna plug this. October 15th at Taj Lounge 973, our big opening night live podcast pregame show, because we're going to be doing pregame, postgame, because the postgame Let's Go Devils podcast postgame last season was such a hit. We're going to go all out. So you got to stay here. But I'm telling you, opening night with the hype of all these signings and trades, I'm fired up. I know David Decker is. He says rejoice. Also, looking on Twitter Live, I think I met Sam Wu that night. I think he was talking about when Ray Shero left. Or quote-unquote parted ways, mutually parted ways is what they framed it as. Also, I'm looking at YouTube Live, Getty27. Where's the beef? NJ, baby. Dougie, Ball, Graves, Muck. Let's go. That's right. Dougie Fresh in the house, says Billy. Okay, so Greg Desmond says Parisi signs the NYI. Again, we still haven't confirmed anything. I mean, that, you know,
That
I
one,
mean, we've
listen,
seen.
I just told you what the report was. I said it was
Yep.
very possible he just wrote the wrong letters. And, like, his brain just said he's been in New Jersey, wrote New Jersey, because apparently the tweet is not, I think he deleted the tweet. So I think he just messed
Okay.
up. It's possible.
Okay.
But maybe he didn't.
It's okay. Mistakes happen. Heck, I've made mistakes before. We make a lot of mistakes on this podcast, so we're not going to criticize. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
It was fun to talk about for a few minutes. I think that Vinny Parisi might cry though, so that makes me upset. I don't want my writers to be sad, but there's no reason to be sad. If we come out today with Hamilton and Bernier, this is a stupendous day. This is one of the best days in Devils history.
I mean, this was a process in the last few weeks. Getting Ryan Graves was the first domino here, right? That was the first domino. You put PK Subban and Will Butcher unprotected. You still retain them. All right, you still need depth people. And then to go out with the money and get Dougie Hamilton to New Jersey, along with the rest of the D guys, Siegenthaler and Jaros, you look at this defense. They're big. They're strong. And I hope this defense retaliates in a good way when they get too close to Mackenzie Blackwood. You got to protect the goal mouth area. You have to. Because last season it was open season on Mackenzie Blackwood. That wasn't fair. But now there's a lot of size and beef. Guys can skate, guys can shoot. Dougie Hamilton, Severson, Ty Smith are very good offensively. Let's see how they are defensively, but this is a solid group, and I hope they can put it together.
Yeah, no, I think that, and listen, there's some reports that there's still a little back and forth happening between the Devils and Hamilton, but because Darren Dreger said it on TSN right now that they're just not ready to announce it. I'm sure there's a little maybe there's a museum clause that he has to have a signing in a museum every 3 months. I don't know. These things are complicated, and this year was a little weird because there wasn't the what's it called, the tampering period where they can talk to players. So you're not seeing a lot of these deals just get immediately done. These big, huge, gigantic deals with crazy clauses and all that. So I know that Dougie was allowed to talk to players. He technically wasn't allowed to talk free agent contracts with the teams. So I'm sure there's a couple, the Devils were allowed to ask him, like, what number are you looking for and things like that, because that's obviously also part of trades. But the ins and the outs they needed some time to figure all that out.
Yeah, what parking spot do you want for practice? That kind of thing.
Yeah, these are the things, like, I don't, like, there's just no way so he also says it sounds like it's definitely going to get done, but more work that needs to get finalized. So, Dreger knows what he's talking about. A lot of these, maybe Kip Rios he just wanted to, and Kip Rios didn't report the details. He just said north of $60 million. And maybe he has all that confirmed. Maybe they're fine on money. Maybe the money part is done. They just need, like I said, these little intricacies. So I wouldn't worry.
I'll tell you what, this is a big win for the Devils defense. It restocked, and now there's going to be competition, real competition, in trying to break the lineup. And I would expect PK Subban to welcome that competition and be at his best. And it takes a lot of pressure off of him. And you just never know. PK could have a contract. He's on a contract year. He could have a great year and then maybe sign it for another 2 years for less, at his stage of his career. So you just don't know. and Ramona Rice. Calm down, Sam. Or come down, Sam. I don't know what she's talking about. But I think it's a good day.
Yeah, no, it's a good day no matter what. If we don't get Tarasenko, if we don't get Parisi, if we don't get the forward, I wouldn't worry. Let me see if let me try to do some calculations, see where we are cap space wise. Do we know what Bernier signed for?
I would have to say towards the league
I know
minimum.
he's getting.
I don't know.
Maybe a little more. He might get like 2 or something, 2 million. But I'm just trying to see if I know Corey Mastisak said it was going to be a 2-year deal. I'm just trying to figure out if we have a. I'm trying to see what the cap space is like. If they still have space to get. Yeah, they should have. So let's pretend it's $3 million just to overestimate, right? Is that fair? Like it's probably
2
that's
years,
probably
$4
the
million,
peak.
maybe 2 years, $4 million.
That's probably it. But let's look at their cap space. Their cap space is $31 million right now without Dougie and without Bernier. If you add Bernier at $3 million, it's now $28 million. If you add Dougie at $8.5 million, it's now $19 million that they still have in cap space. You have to sign Igor Sharangovich and Yanni Kuokkanen. Let's pretend they make a combined 5.
Okay, it's reasonable.
Let's say 6. Let's say 4 for Sharangovich, 2 for Kuokkanen. I think that's high. I think it's too much to give them, but let's say that. You have $13 million in cap space. You could still get Vladimir Tarasenko at the full cap hit and still have $6 million to play around with during the season. Like this team,
wow.
and I'm overestimating everything. I'm overestimating everything. You know,
I'll tell you
that's
what.
Dougie at 9. That's Bernier at 3. That's Sharangovich at 4. That's Kuokkanen at 2. That's all an overestimation of what they're probably going to get.
And you know what really stinks? But this is what the Devils need to do. Really think about taking advantage of Jack Hughes' rookie contract. Right now, Jack Hughes is making rookie money at this point.
Yeah.
This is the time possibly to sign players. Now it kind of stinks that his rookie year, it got cut short. Obviously, it was a shortened season last season, but I think he's matured, and you know what? He's got some incentive and motivation now that Luke Hughes has been drafted. It does 2 things. Number 1, the possibilities of playing with his brother in a couple years, but number 2, incentive to stay here for that moment and possibly win a cup with Luke. So you saw the excitement. That excitement was real. It was raw. It was real. And this is all good stuff. And it shows a commitment to the Hughes family.
Yeah.
It shows a huge commitment. It goes a long way.
So I think that guy just got Lou Lamoriello confused. So I think Parisi to New York is confirmed or about to be confirmed. That was just dumb. Getting everybody all excited.
The problem is he's a credible reporter. When he told me the name, I was like, I've read his stuff. He's not dumb. Just
Yeah. So
it happens. I've made mistakes before.
I'm just waiting. Like, listen, the Devils. The reason why I'm not worried because there's some people who are worried about what Drager said. The Devils' Twitter account wouldn't be this obnoxious if they were going to lose out on Dougie Hamilton. Like, they're doing this because they know that good news is coming. They can get away with a couple things. They can try to be funny. Like, there's people who are worried. I'm not worried. We can keep the lower third. Dougie Hamilton signs with the Devils. I trust Nick Kyprios. But, I do think that there's a couple things that just need to get polished.
Well, if you want, I could change the graphic.
No, we're good. No,
Dougie Hamilton may sign with the Devils. That would be official. Nope. According to Matt Junio, he doesn't believe it till the team announces it, which is fair. Well, I think it's fair.
That's fair. But
just
I mean,
realize Nick Kiprios and all these other reporters, their jobs are on the line if they keep on screwing up. So I think they're incentivized to get it right. You know?
yeah, I mean, Kiprios could never live it down if he got this one wrong. If he reported that it was done and he signs with the Kraken, he's, first of all, he either has to decide to burn a source and tell everybody who got it wrong for him, or he has to take it on the chin and then always get the screenshots of that from Devils fans for the rest of his life, for the rest of his reporting career.
And just remember, I mean, it does happen. Remember that time, I know it's baseball, where a USA Today reporter had Trevor Bauer going to the Mets. Done deal. And boy, did he take a beating the next day.
Mets fans didn't like that? Listen, y'all got saved by that. But
actually, to tell you the truth, the Mets fans won in the end. It's amazing. It's amazing what happens when you have an owner with deep pockets to kind of change the whole landscape of your luck, like the New York Mets. Yeah. It's like, everybody's injured, but somehow they're still in first place. I hope the same thing happens with the Devils. I hope.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm still.
Ryan Mann writes, if Hamilton doesn't sign, we will show you where the beef is. That's funny.
Listen,
very nice.
And I love Twitter journalism. Somebody found that there was a private plane flying from Teterboro, New Jersey, to Raleigh, and then flying back to Teterboro, New Jersey.
You know what? I think I may have that picture of that private plane. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Sources are telling me. Here, let me try to find that private plane, because I think with $35 million, it could be the Let's Go Devils podcast plane. The plane our private jet that we've always been wanting to fly our fans, you the fans, to Devils road games so you could cheer on your team in the other building and walk out victorious, right? So, but this is unconfirmed reports that Dougie Hamilton's flying that plane. Okay, just kidding around, sarcasm. All right, don't take it too seriously.
No, I think we're in good shape. It's like I said, I think either, who knows what could happen? I don't know. Anything, something crazy could happen, but I think it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. Have the faith. The Zach Parisi thing is really throwing people off.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
but Nick, we'll have the meat analysis tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You ask,
hey, where's the meat?
We'll give you the beef, the meat of what happened so far today. But if anything is breaking, just set your alerts. The Let's Go Devils podcast. We'll be dropping podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart app, Audible, Amazon Music Prime. We're the most commented Devils podcast in the history of New Jersey Devils podcasts. Also, well liked in India, Australia, the Netherlands, the UK, Canada, obviously New Jersey. We're even liked in Brooklyn, apparently, because I guess there's a lot of Brooklyn Devils fans. I see the demographics. Don't get it, but I don't care.
Also, head to Pucks and Pitchforks. We already got 2 Dougie Hamilton articles after his signing. We have the ones before his signing up there, too, just to get all the Dougie Hamilton analysis. And follow us throughout the day at Pitchfork Puck on Twitter. I'll be tweeting out. And, yeah, definitely listen to the podcast tonight. We do have tonight we have Josh Tessler from Smart Scouting on to talk Devils draft and kind of see how they did, talk about the Corey Stillman pick, Mention the Luke Hughes pick. I think everybody is pretty excited about that one. But just talk about everything else the Devils did and go over the draft. But that'll be about 9:10 tonight.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about free agency for the first 40 minutes.
Also, I'll talk to you behind the scenes. I'll see if I could get another guest or something like that. But we'll talk later about that. Keep it here, everybody. Keep it here. We'll see you. If nothing else breaks, we'll see you at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. State of the Fan Address. Pucks and Pitchforks blog editor-in-chief Nick Villano and I will be doing this. Till next time, let's go Devils.